Now I think I have a lot in common with Woodland Mansions. We're both dark and mysterious, and we're both large in size. Man, if I could subscribe to the Woodland Mansions YouTube channel, I would. Just like you should subscribe to my channel. Wink. Oh, my eye actually didn't wink there. Oh, anyway, let's get started. If I was to describe a Woodland Mansion, I would describe them as chunky and square. Now, obviously, Woodland Mansions have a purpose, and that is to get some totems of undying. And let's be real, no one really pays attention to how they look too much. But look at this top-down view. It's so blocky, which I know sounds stupid as this is Minecraft. But in comparison to some other structures in Minecraft, such as the Pillager Tower, an End City, even the new Bastion structures, which we'll get into another time, there's something about a Woodland Mansion that just looks so basic. It looks like the sort of thing people would build in the beta of Minecraft, when in fact it was added in 1.11. Now I will have to admit, the inside of these things, decoration-wise, are not bad. I do quite like them, even if the beds look like this. But overall, for a generated structure, the decoration's not bad. But it still confuses me why there's a cat in one of the rooms. Why? I just don't get it. But all in all, there's just loads of different cool rooms with different things in them. Some of them useful, some of them just completely weird and pointless. But interesting nonetheless. But today, I want to try and convert this thing and see if we can give it a bit of a makeover. And then maybe turn it into our base. Also, while looking for mansions to decorate, I found this one here. Oh boy, is that an eyesore. But we're not going to convert that one. Instead, we're going to convert the one I was standing in front of earlier. And to start off, we got rid of a load of trees around the outside because I feel like they're just too close. And it's not like they're hiding the mansion. You can see it from super far away because it's just massive. So I think we might make like a sort of little enclosed area, special area where the mansion would be. And then also I just deleted every single room, cleared out the complete inside and just placed a load of torches on the bottom because as you can see there was quite a lot of mobs in there. So here we now have our blank canvas. It's kind of weird because there's like no windows on the bottom level, so I might change that. But I think first we're going to mess around with just the shape in general, maybe bring it in a little bit on some corners, change how the roof works. But we're not going to adapt it too much, as we still want it to resemble a Woodland Mansion in some way. But I'm thinking I start by making like an entrance hall here. As at the moment, this doorway is just kind of hard to find. I was like struggling to find it just then when I was searching around the building. Let's see if we can come up with something cool. So I've been using these creative builds and transformations to sort of help my building in general when I'm building in survival mode. Before, I'd always stick to the same blocks, but now I'm trying to experiment. And dark oak wood is another thing that I've never really used before. So we started out by making this cool entrance hall and it looks quite a bit different from the build behind it. It's very highly detailed in comparison to the rest of the mansion, which is just cobblestone and dark oak. Woo, exciting. But I think it's really going to come together when I start detailing the rest of the mansion too. So as you can see, looking pretty fancy. Looks even cooler with shaders. And don't worry, we have started decorating the inside as well. So as you can see, got some nice pillars with some lanterns hanging down. As we are converting this into a base, we're not just converting it into another Woodland Mansion. No, no, no. We're making a base out of this thing. Also, this llama's hanging around because I pasted something in and it killed its owner. Well, we'll just put it out its misery. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh yeah, he just wanted to die. So I think that's a good start, although it does stand out quite a lot. And yes, I have changed the roof to spruce, because before this thing was just using too much dark oak. You had dark oak walls, dark oak logs, dark oak fences, and a dark oak roof as well. Like, come on. There's only 2 blocks on this thing. So now we kind of need to work on this roof in general, which honestly is like a real struggle to imagine because of this bit jutting out here. I couldn't have like a pointed roof here because obviously it would mess this part up. But I also hate how it's a flat roof. So I'm considering just completely deleting this part here. But every mansion has this part, so I don't really want to because it'll lose the mansion look. Let's see what we come up with. So I thought this would be quite a quick ordeal. Oh no, it took 2 hours just to build this roof. And I started off with a design there that took me 25 minutes alone and I hated it. So I decided to change it to this design I came up with. And you'll notice I actually removed the thing off the top just for a little while because I then moved it to the middle here, as you can see. And to be honest, in the end, I kind of just got rid of it altogether because I tried to make it work, as you can see, and it just wasn't working. It looked terrible, but eventually came up with this design, which I thought actually looked okay. I'm not joking, by the way. That took 1 hour and 51 minutes. And it's still not done. We've still got some stuff to add. But here it is from the front, the entrance side. This is kind of a weird building because the entrance is not the biggest side. This side is. And we're still looking very incomplete. But honestly, I think it's looking better. I'm happy with this final result now. I like the curve on the top. It's very kind of cool design. It's a bit weird still, but you know what? I've been working on it for so long, I'm not changing it. And also, it does look very just plain, as you can see here. So we're actually going to add some little windows in now along the bit. We can probably copy and paste these with ease. I'm hoping we can. Let's see if we can make this look a little bit better. So as you can see on the front, I added in some of these windows. I can't remember what they're called, but they're there on the front. And we also sort of brought up the wall a little bit, and the same on the back, except we added 2 more little windows on the top and this little big chunky bit in the center. That definitely looks better. It doesn't look as plain and boring anymore. Nice. Next up, we're going to work on the sides, and luckily these are identical, so I only have to do it once, and then I can copy and paste with World Edit. Ah, the joys of mods and creative mode. But even with mods and World Edit and creative mode, this still took an hour to do because each bit kind of had to be sort of like different in its own way. I didn't want to make the whole bottom section the same. Instead, I made the 2 side sections the same, and then I worked on the middle section, and then I worked on the little bits in between, and then I worked on the bits up top. And I think it actually ended out looking really cool. This is not really looking like a Woodland Mansion anymore, is it? Let's be real. The basic shape is still there. The windows are a very similar size, but it's looking a lot different. And now it's on both sides as well. So as you can see here, we got all this detailing on this side. I think it looks really cool. Lots of windows on the top floor, but none on the bottom floor, because I was keeping with the Woodland Mansion, which also has none on the bottom floor. But as you can see, both sides complete. It's looking good. Now we've only got to do these sort of like bits here on the front and the back, and then we can start working on the inside, which is going to be a pain, I can tell you now. I'm not sure how detailed the whole thing is going to be, because look at the amount of space we have. It's a bit ridiculous. Guess we better get to it, eh? Yeah, let's start with this bit. And with these 2 sections here, I think that is the outside finished for now. Obviously, we got to work on a bit of greenery on the ground, as at the moment it just looks a bit plain and boring. But for the building itself, it is done. And here, once again, on the back, I did a bit more of the World Edit flipping. So I only did one side, then flipped it to the other because I'm lazy. It only took 7 hours, but it's complete. And as you can see now, ooh, it's looking good. The whole thing, as I just pan around it here, is so detailed, which is quite hard to do when a building is this big, but I'm very happy with how it's turned out. I started out with this small porch section here, and look what we've made. Now, we're going to try and tackle this inside, which at the moment is still quite hollow, and it's just awkwardly shaped. Look at it all. And I'm thinking of changing the floor to oak, as we use spruce wood for the roof there. And this entrance hall feels so small now in comparison to the rest of the building. I guess we should get to work. Yeah, let's get to work. So we start off by raising the floor 1 block and getting rid of all that horrible cobblestone on the ground and replacing it with some nice oak planks, which I do change a little bit later. And right in the entrance, we add this sort of weird sort of splitting staircase, which I thought looked pretty cool. And I was just trying to light this place up, so I was adding lanterns in everywhere. You'll see in a second that there's quite a lot of lanterns on the side bits of this build. But in the center, I've made this sort of funky looking floor with some glowstone and different types of planks. And then we added in a balcony. So obviously not even near to complete yet, but this is the staircase here. You can go up either the left all the way to the balcony up here, or you can go up the right. We changed the entrance slightly. It's just still kind of looks the same though. I've just sort of like neatened it up a little bit around the edges. The ceiling is now in as well. And in the center here, this is what I was talking about. We've got this like balcony area. I feel like this build's gonna have a lot of open space because it's massive, isn't it? I'm liking the balconies up here though. I think these look cool. And I'm going for like a very open planned look. As I was thinking of having all the important stuff in these sections down here, because we've got plenty of wall space, or in the top section, which I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get up to yet. I think we might have to build a staircase in one of these sections here. But let's work on this sort of like front bit now. I'll go on both layers, Probably turn one of these into a crafting room or whatever. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, I'm actually pretty impressed with myself that I managed to make this work, as we did add a section on the top right when you come in, which is a sort of library section, which does have an enchanting table in it, so you can get some level 30 enchantments. And underneath it, we have like our chest room slash furnace area slash crafting area. Obviously, it's not optimized. It's not got like crazy item sorters or redstone contraptions or super smelters in it, because I just didn't have time to build all of that stuff. And on the bottom left, I decided to add a trophy room, and also above that, I added like a little lounge area. I didn't really know what to put here, so I was just going for aesthetic things now. And aesthetically pleasing it is. Look at this. So we got the library over here. This is our enchanting table. We got lots of just random stuff jotted around. Just tried to make it sort of look, you know, nice and fun, a bit all over the place. Over on the other landing, we got a little table. We got like a little dining area, some more just barrels. I would just place barrels around when I don't know what to do. Plus started adding in some like lights and decorating the corridor along here, which I think is just going to be plain, nothing too interesting. The chest room looks awesome in my opinion, all very nice and neat, obviously not sorted as I said. And then over here we got the furnaces on this side, we've got the blast furnaces here, and then we've got the smokers round here, and then this is just like cobblestone and dirt, because you always need multiple chests for cobblestone and dirt. And then of course the trophy room, where we got like some skulls, our diamonds, our emeralds and gold, plus some rare things like beacons and the wither rose. I think that looks awesome when you come in here. Now it's starting to actually look like a base. Now I have realized I don't really have time to finish like this top level, so I think I'm just going to build a staircase up to here, neaten it all out, make sure it looks nice. The thing with builds this big is that in survival you'd fill this up with, you know, like villager trading sections or like farms for certain things, because you don't really need this much space just for living in, and you sort of work it out as you go along. And I've just got to try and come up with it all now rather than what would be weeks of planning. But yeah, I'm really liking the whole aesthetic of this thing. I normally hate dark oak, but I think it's working really well here. Let's finish off these corridors, which will be quite simple, and then get working on those staircases up to the top floor as well. So we managed to finish off both of the corridors. Once again, I cheated and flipped it with World Edit because I'm cheeky like that. And we also sort of neatened up the top section, although there's nothing in it still. And then we finished off the outside by just placing around some bushes, some trees, some bone meal of the grass, and we made a little pathway up to the mansion as well to finish the look. And here it is. I think it's looking awesome. Such a massive build. Took such a long time, but I'm happy with it. Custom made some of these little bushes and placed them around, and inside the changes we made is we added in some lights down here all around, so it's nice and lit up now. Upstairs, the corridor is looking cool, and then finally on the top floor, we added some lights in, but like I said, don't have time to finish this because I don't know what we put here. So let's do a quick comparison of how the two look. So here is before, and here is the after. Oh boy, what a change. It's actually pretty ridiculous how much it's changed. I have basically rebuilt most of it, but the same structure is still there, and honestly, I'm loving this design. I think it looks awesome. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will be putting a link in the description below where you can download this, and if you want to decorate the inside even more than I have, then feel free, or just use it as a survival world. It's on 1.14.4, but you should be able to upgrade it pretty easily. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment, and I shall see you another time. Goodbye.